Oh, I'll shut that window so we can't hear any like line bikes beeping as we go.
Yeah, car crashes.
I will.
On his way over here, Matt's Uber driver took out a cyclist. So that's one less Charles rider potentially.
Yeah, just to kick us off, a story. How was your day, Stick? Well, Ula, I didn't tell you this earlier. Yeah, I got an Uber here, and he decided to run over a cyclist.
Okay.
He hit a cyclist on the way here. So that was a very, very interesting start.
But he was okay, or?
Oh yeah, he was okay. He actually just got up and showed how annoyed he was.
Okay.
to the taxi driver. Obviously, it was a bit of a shock at the time, but yeah, he was in the time that he shouldn't have been.
That
on my phone.
Yeah, good.
I'm ready to rock and roll. Got my beverages
all ready from your side, Ula?
Yeah.
Do you want to
just
kick it off and welcome people back?
Yeah. If you're listening, you're back. We're back again. Episode 73.
We're racking them out.
73. I got it wrong the last time when we kicked it off. It wasn't 69. It was 71. Now we're on 73. We've got our second guest of the year. I was hoping you were just going to jump in and introduce him.
I will do that now.
Okay.
It's Ole Kristensen from all the way from Denmark. Thank you, Ole, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
It's the evil genius. As we like to call you from, I think, some of the section setting, which we'll get onto.
Yeah, I'm going to. I have a picture of you screaming and video of you holding a chainsaw screaming.
We'll have to get that on the camera.
Yeah, you need to put this on. Yeah.
We'll find that and try and overlay that on this video.
Yeah, so
that was a special one.
Ula, thank you for joining us. It was quite a short notice one as well, I know.
Yeah, I should apologise because I've just been keeping Ula in the waiting room whilst I've stuffed my face with a Nando's.
I don't care. I'm always busy with something with trials.
Good. But I guess where are you dialing in from for the listeners that don't know who you are? Maybe just give yourselves background on where you are in the world.
Yeah. I'm in Denmark. I'm Ole K, and everybody knows me of my work on trials, motor trials, and also bike trials. I started myself doing motor trials. Come from a family with motocross and everything. My brother was Danish champion. And then I saw motor trials, and I said, I need to be good at that. And I was Danish champ many years ago before my gray hair. And now I train some of the good kids here in Denmark. And I have done like the world team championship. And I have been doing the Scottish 6 days 2 times. So I think 20,000 hours on a motor trial. And then I'm, as you know, nerd. I think it's nerd. Yeah, right.
Yep.
About trials and do the sections. I love to build sections, and I love to do like all the crazy stuff, So yeah.
Oh, we know. Yes. So we want to let everyone else now know the passion that you have for the sport. So
is it Viborg that you're in at the moment, Ula?
Yeah. I'm at my home at 10 minutes from Viborg Trial Club.
Oh,
so yeah.
I'll say that was I met Ula for the first time back in 2016 at the Viborg Trials Jam. We were actually just laughing at a couple of old videos of Andrew Chai and Antonio. Us.
Yeah, and I had
a bit too much.
I had all you guys in my blue van.
That's right.
In the back, and the police on the side, and the car was like moving. And if you in Denmark get caught with people in the back, they will take your car. I think so. I was like, but we managed.
Also, doesn't
maybe they looked over, saw Ula, and they were like, oh, that's Ula K.
We know.
Yeah. We'll just let him know.
We know him. He's probably got some bikes in the back or something along those lines. But for somewhere that's quite a small, is it a town, Viborg? It's got a big reputation, I want to say. I mean, your trip, Steve going 2016-17 and showing us.
I was one of the late ones.
Right. Yeah. Well, I know. And then that kind of opened up again to more of us. I can't remember the first year I went. But essentially from what I'd heard, the stories of you, Ola, and Viborg, the Easter Jam, which we'll get onto at some point over the podcast, certainly got me intrigued to see what it was. And Viborg is now, I feel like it's well established in the trials calendar, isn't it?
Yeah, hopefully.
Solid date. Well, I know what I'm doing in Easter if I can get away.
I think. Well, let's talk about it now, right? We're on that.
Why not? Why
on
not?
that note, and probably.
Yeah. So I guess Ula, when did that first start? So as I mentioned, 2016, I think was the first year I managed to make it over to you guys. But I know likes of Andre and some of the other British riders you invited over.
I think you were close because I started with these young guys, Jonas Jensen and these kids about, I think the first World Youth Games was in 2014. And that was pretty much the start, maybe 2-3 years before. We had a small area in Viborg, and then I paid it myself. It was very expensive, and then I rented out bikes to get for the rent. But I said I have to make this bigger. So we continued, and then some of the parents from the club come and say we need to do something with the club instead, because then we can get local payment from the government, and then get it easier, a bit easier. But still, it's expensive to be in Viborg, but we try to keep on going.
Yeah. No, I mean, as I said, it's been such a special event, I guess, for myself and some of the other British riders to come over.
Yeah. Steve, I'm not sure, but wasn't there something with an ambulance one year with you, or?
It wasn't just me. Yeah, I think.
Okay, I'm here for this story now.
Yeah, I think. Well, I'll have to look back. I think it's probably at least 4 years that I've managed to get over to Viborg. So between 2016 and probably didn't manage to get there last year, but yeah, there's been more than one incident between the British guys visiting where we've all got maybe a little bit too excited. Either that's a combination of going out and partying too hard in our younger years, or if it was on the bike. But yeah, I forget which year it was for me. I think you'd had the competition it's a C1 or is it HC1 that you now run at the Viborg?
Yeah, we do HC1 this year.
HC1.
Yeah.
So obviously great opportunity for international riders that want to get some UCI ranking points and go to Denmark and support that event.
It is indoors.
It is indoors.
Just so you know, that time of year.
I think that was certainly an element of fear that I had first time going. And then we had some of the best weather. I think you guys, we were like riding outside. We were riding inside, I think, without t-shirts on. It was like 20 degrees. It was April in Denmark, which was crazy. But that story of the crash was on a cotton reel. And you know how with the cotton reel, when you're trying to attempt to go up a cotton reel, you have to be so confident that you're going to make it with both wheels, because if you don't, there's nothing for your back wheel to land into. You know, you've got that undercut.
Void. Yeah,
exactly.
Undercut, yeah.
And I think this was basically when I first started trying to go up to front wheel, and I think the front went a little bit too low, as you can imagine, and I just landed solidly on my ribs on the top of this cotton reel.
Yeah.
And it wasn't what you would think of as like your basic cotton reel. It was the biggest oversized cotton reel I'd ever seen. It had a metal rim.
Metal, yeah. Exactly.
So there was
I remember.
There was no there was nothing forgiving about that cotton reel. So that got me in hospital. I thought I'd broken my ribs. Might well have done, but as you know, can't do much about that. But yeah, there was a few of us, wasn't there? I know Antonio was busted his knee, which was probably partying too hard, and we had a few others that have come a cropper because we're not as professional as you Danish.
The Brazilian guy,
Diego?
Was it Diego Magna?
No, what's
Antonio?
Antonio,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, you have to bring this guy again. Yeah, he was hurt and still smiling.
Yeah, he was good spirits.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, great competition. And I guess whilst we're on that topic, we certainly need to shout out to For any international riders considering that in April, it's
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah, so
great event.
let's try and connect Ole Hill, as he said. He runs the sort of one of the people behind Trial Action, and the club itself is called Viborg Trials Club.
Yeah.
Right, and you're having this event every year called the Easter Jam.
Over the Easter bank holiday, isn't
Easter
it?
holidays, right?
Yes, exactly. And we do the competition the first day they arrive, the day after they arrive. So we have this jam the day after, and you can use all the sections and have fun. And this year, I think the plan is to. I hope that we can bring a lot more people because, as I understand, some of the other competitions or jams all over the world, there was one in UK that are stopped now, right? Radfest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Radfest now.
So I hope that you can bring some guys to Denmark. And if we know they will come, we will do something outside. The weather is good, Steve. So so we will do something outside. We can do some dual lanes or whatever. We have the game center on the other side where we have this outside area too. And I think that it could be nice to see a lot of people at Easter Jam, because if people come, we do more, of course.
Yeah, I think, and I feel like it's just the type of event that's really good start for anyone's trials year. Whether you're an amateur or an elite rider, there's a competition there. Get some points, or you just miss that buzz of being around everyone on bikes. Again, it's indoors. I've met some of my current best mates there at the first Viborg Easter Jam I went to. So from my experience, to the people watching, to the people listening, this will be out before Easter Jam. If you're interested, reach out to Shin Dig or even Ula, get a bit more information. You have a Viborg on Instagram.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I think on Instagram we will put something out on Instagram, but also an important thing is that we hope and think that we can make some discount at the golf hotel again. Highness, as you know, you have stayed at Highness Place.
The Highness Hotel.
He's working at
hotel.
I was going to shout out to him because him and his family.
He had his own hotel, but still he also work at a hotel. So I think we can maybe get some extra discount for the riders coming here, and we do all the service we can. We can pick up some guys in the airport if necessary.
That's what I wanted to add. You guys didn't even know me the first time I went. Obviously, I went with people you did know, but they were like, "Oh, there's trials riders. Let's go and pick them up." And didn't even know us. They were just like, "They're trials riders."
And when you are at the Viborg Trial Club, you have as you know 600-800 meters. Then you're in the center of the city. We can go eat and we can do whatever. Some also party.
It's lots of fun. People that party, people that don't, people that love karaoke. I don't know why I remember so much karaoke in Denmark.
Great karaoke videos. We actually found a young Thomas Pakacker sitting in those videos, and Jonas as well. But yeah, I know. I have to say the level of hospitality we received in those years that we visited it is second to none. I think we felt so privileged as sort of riders from the UK, including myself, Chai and Antonio, trying to make some attempt at riding international competitions, knowing we were nowhere near the top level, and then still receiving such lovely hospitality. The food, everyone super warm and welcoming. I have to shout out to Connie as well, who does massive job for the club and the Jensen family. So yeah, no, great stuff. It's great to see. I think it's certainly almost you've laid a template for anyone running a trials club, what you want it to become. It becomes that mini community. And the really nice thing about the Viborg Trials Jam is it isn't just one day. And they say it runs over multiple days. You're in a city.
It's very much his own style of event, Ula, isn't it? It's like, it isn't just the HC. It's not like a
no. That's also.
I love
that's also what
a jam.
Yeah, I work. We have the HC competition because then I know that will bring some riders extra, but still the jam is very important for me to see the next day. everybody have fun and try the lines from the day before. I remember last year my small edge. You see that
Yeah.
of the
Thomas
rock.
gave that. Yeah.
And also the turn. I saw Thomas Pekara put it on his story 2 weeks ago, where he turned and jumped sideways.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Yeah.
I like these moves, and just so all riders know that every year before the Jan, we change everything, so it had to be the same for all riders, also the Danish riders. So they are not they have not trained the lines before the competition. Everything we change everything. That we have a holy rock, we have not turned it like 10 years because it's so good. But all the other lines, they are new every time.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. It's certainly been always super interesting to go and visit.
How do you approach that, Ole? Like, build. Obviously, you move it around, which sounds very easy. Like, I'll move it around.
Yeah, so that part and in itself. So you have most of the obstacles in Viborg on pallets. Isn't that correct?
No, only a few. We have some few. Only a few.
What's the process of moving, and how do you know if you've moved it correctly? Do you already have a section you're going to build? How do you go through that?
Yeah, that's I think that's the difficult part, but that's also my brain. I think trials all day, all time. So to put all these things together, and also the difficult part is that you probably need some green markers, some white, some blue, and then you have the elite, and you don't need the yellow riders to jump through a gate. So to put all this together in the head 14 days before the Easter Jan, and see exactly the line, so the best they can do it, at the next best they fall down. I think it's the 20,000 hours on my motorcycle, because when I did did ride my motorbike, I was also extremely focused on small details in the sections to make my line easier than the other competitors. And all this together, I think, helps me today with the bike too. And then I also follow, the World Cup, the World Championship. We saw that like 2 months ago. Study the riders, the new techniques. What are they going to do? Charlie, you see, he come with a lot of strange moves, and I like that too.
Yeah.
And we also have to put something for him, but we also need to put something for Nilo that are good at the side jump. So we have to mix all this together in 5 different sections, and then I want them to look nice too. So all this together is a bit difficult. We have the letters, as you have seen, from Copenhagen, from Aarhus, and they are good, but still I need to refresh it every year. So I need to change everything. It's the same letters, but the lines, I need to do something strange every time.
Brilliant.
It's quite a creative process to some extent.
Yeah, it is.
As well as being logical.
Now you've mentioned those lessons, I'd love to ask you some more questions about it, because I think when we were over in, well, it wasn't Copenhagen, it was Aarhus, but they came originally from the youth games, wasn't it?
Yeah, the first one we did at youth games in 2017. We had this Viborg 2017, but they were not fixed in the bottom. That we made a big plate on the floor and put all together. And that was a bit difficult. And then when we come to Copenhagen, it was, the
individual letters, yeah.
Yeah, we need these letters in gold because the buildings with gold on the roof and everything. So I told Bo from the Copenhagen event, we need these letters, and he said okay, and we got this. Hvad hedder det? The English word I can't do. Doing woodwork.
Yeah, carpenter.
Yeah. Carpenter. He did these leather on CNC machinery,
right?
And they are very nice made and strong, but they were very expensive. And Bo had an agreement with Copenhagen that they will pay them, but in the end they will not pay them. So that was a hard one because it was like 200,000 Danish crowns. Wow. I have to calculate it here.
That sounds ridiculous.
I was like, we'll do it.
I will calculate.
Crazy.
pound here, Danish 200,000. It's like 23,000
Yeah.
pound
Yeah.
for the letters.
For some lessons. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are beautiful. Though.
Sorry, I forgot to breathe.
But we use them a lot. We use them a lot. We use them now.
I understand.
But Bo is owning the letters.
Yeah.
And we used them in Viborg Trial Club, and I have told him to rent them out in Copenhagen because people were crazy about these letters, but he have not done that yet.
Yeah,
Right.
there's someone listening now, like, I'll make them for 10.
Yeah.
He's running into the garage, storing them together. Like, guys, I got you some new letters.
Yeah.
We should have contracted that out to Poland or something.
And what you are not, when you see the letters, you see I have put some in angles, just so you know, there are not two angles that are the same. They are 5 degrees different. Every letter, or the tipped letters.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Because then I have the
detail.
Yeah.
So many options with the and you've managed to add little sort of ridges to them where you think that can't really change anymore. You make slight adjustments, and I think some of the sections in Aarhus last year were really cool. As you say, it's one of those things that looks great and people can understand it.
Yeah, you can actually, if you're not quite sure what me and Steve are talking about there, if you had on the Shin Dig's YouTube, go to our live streams. We did the live stream for the European Unions, which you can go and watch, and you can get a closer look at those sections and the letters that we've just been talking about, and what an incredible sections that you, Ole, have been not just like building, but actually marking them out. Marking them out, which feels like a really good segue right now.
It's like, I think it was 1,400 gates because you have qualification gates, qualification and semifinals and final gates in juniors and women junior and elite, and so it's a lot of gates, and you have to prepare. I do a lot to make all the gates ready for the finals, so we can make a change in a hurry, because we don't need any waiting time. Observers are ready. We have to change sections, and when we did in Aarhus, when we did the women's final, when they had done section 1, I was ready. All the holes were drilled, and I knew where the gates were ready to put in and what I had to take out. So when the women were ready or finished, the next group could go and see the section when women were in section 3.
It was really, really well planned.
How does that typically work with because I know sometimes you walk around a section and you can see there's little indicators or like F1 and this type of thing to indicate fine. How much of that do you actually typically write? Because you don't want to obviously give things away before the competition, right? So I guess one thing is maybe in Viborg and knowing you've moved all the obstacles, but you can't put the gates out because obviously then the riders would know and be able to ride the gates. So how does that typically work? Is it all in your mind and you just have to then figure out?
Yeah, most of it. When I put a section, we have the machinery and put everything together. Then I start with the final gates. I say, here we need a final gate, and then I take the distance and everything. I have 2 obstacles, and see, this is the distance for final, and then I add all the rest, the lower categories after that. And also the semifinals, we need a bit easier here, so we don't need to jump this now. But I start to put the 6 final gates in each section, and then work from that down. And I think the European is more difficult than putting the World Cup, because we have more classes, and you have to in a short time have to change markers and gates, and you have to remove some and you have to add some. So I can tell you, my brain is like running fast at this point. But then I have like the same people, and the observers. If you see in Aarhus, we had the riders. Some of the Danish riders have been to the course with UCI. So Nikolaj Sørensen, Nikolaj, he was observer, and I talked with him before the competition when the women have going through the competition, you have to change this, and Nikolai knows my thinking because he have worked with me like so many years, and that's probably the same with a lot of the other riders too. So they know my thinking, and they also know what to train before the European Championship because they know all my stupid lines.
Practice bouncing off a 45-degree
Yeah,
angle.
that's going to be a term, isn't it? Oh, that's an Ole line.
Ole line,
yeah.
That's an Ole gate.
Yeah.
That's definitely made by Ole.
And I'm so happy to have this name.
Yeah, I think so.
Ole line, yeah.
And something else that most of our listeners perhaps might not have known that you've done for the trials competition scene. I was trying to segue it earlier really well into talking about gates and markers. Some of you might have seen some of the official markers that the UCI use now. Ole, have you got? I think you might have one in your hand. So people that are watching
here
will see. Look, yeah, I said get as many colours as you can find.
I have more. I have more colours.
For the listeners that cannot see, Ole's holding up what are now
the yellow one,
like the official gate markers for the gates, not just in his competition.
The gold standard.
It's the that's the word. The gold standard now for even the UCI. So we'll start by just giving you a cheer. Ole,
thanks
well
for that
done.
contribution. We know, I know from speaking to you that again that was no sort of small feat, that the amount of engineering that went into making those markers and being able to produce them on the scale that you have. It wasn't a thing that anyone can do. You've obviously had to put a decent amount of funding behind that.
Yeah, my education is toolmaker, and I'm not working with that anymore. I went down with stress, and now I'm out of all this. So I saw in China, I think I saw Jakarta hit the marker, and it fall down, and he lost the championship.
2018.
And I don't care who it was, but I just, this is unfair because it don't have to be this stupid marker that put the name on the world champion.
It was like a paper clip with some paper, wasn't it?
They were little aluminium.
Am I right? Like chicken wire?
Chicken wire with
yeah. And I was thinking about all this, and the chicken wire, when you drill 2 holes, put the chicken wire and put the marker, and then the first rider hit it, and then it bent sideways, and then there is a new line from the side. So I did this marker, so it's just this part will always stay in the same place no matter what. And if you hit it, it's soft, and then and the 45 degrees angle, if you hit it with a pedal like this way, it will stay. Still it will stay. If it was straight down, you will take it up from the obstacle. So there was a lot of thinking about this, and then it's rounded, and you see the radius in the bottom, so it will not break. All this, I was working, thinking of this marker for a long time, and I got a prize for the tool and everything, and I could see I will never get my money back on this, but I need to do it. So I started the production and make the tool, and then I have a production. I have the tool another place, and when I phoned them, they make markers in the colors I asked for. But they are expensive, but still you can use them again and again. If in the competition we have done, we have put a sticker here on with the sponsor, and then we can put the number on the marker. And we do that with a board marker. So also at the competition, when we have to change sections from semi-final to final, you just take this off and put a new number. Very easy, because you can just do it with like soft, what it called in English. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a whiteboard pen.
Yeah, exactly. Whiteboard pen.
They're brilliant. Even the little part that you stick into the obstacle is tapered, isn't it, to allow it to
Yeah,
not fall straight
yeah,
out either.
yes,
But yeah, it became a little bit of a joke, the UCI marking, for many years. I remember even talking with Thomas and Jonas. I think quite a few of us used to walk around UCI World Cups and we would blow on the markers, literally
yeah,
trying to see what level of, like, they were a joke. I mean, some of them were so flimsy, and you would watch a competition go through, and maybe five people would end up with a five or 0 points. It would have been
yeah.
probably a five back then, just
I think,
because the marker would fail, and it wouldn't even, they wouldn't even necessarily need to touch it. It might just be the
yeah,
vibration of them on obstacle.
Yeah, hitting a hook so hard it just
Yeah, and the thing would fall out, and
flops
the
out.
the observer had no option other than to give a five. So it wasn't
yeah.
necessarily, it was the
And
rules that.
I think also for spectators, it's easy to see these markers on the top of everything.
Yeah.
Instead, sometimes they put it on the side or glue them on something. And if they fall down, if they are glued, you can put glue again, but it will not dry before the next rider will come.
Yeah.
I think the only place they are not using them more or less now is the World Championship. So, a lot of World Cups use them now. Youth games use them. I have to pack like 2,500 for the French National Federation.
Nice.
So I think no
Yeah, I imagine,
3,000.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
I-
a lot of markers.
And so we know there are a few UK clubs setting up again and trying to launch competitions here. So again, shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
If you want some markers.
And it is the standard. Actually, I wanted to ask, how were you able to get the UCI to kind of like approve it? What was the process of that?
Nothing. I did not because in the papers, UCI papers,
Yeah.
there is the size of the marker, and I just made the size of the marker like UCI want them. So, and then I just start produce them and use them first time at the World Cup in Copenhagen, and they were like, "Whoa, what is this?" Yeah, it's the new marker. So sometimes you just have to do something.
I absolutely love that. Yeah,
And so
that
they must have been
typical
pretty
term.
happy about it as
Your
well.
typical term, if the door of opportunity doesn't come knocking, you build the door, and in this case, you just built the markers and just said, "Here's the solution." You just showed them. This I feel like I remember you telling me about it when we were in Viborg like years, and I'm like, he's got some crazy idea, but now it's really shown that I can see.
It's been a massive benefit to all those riders that have suffered.
Yeah, I see in Spain at the youth games. I texted them afterwards and asked about how many did you break, and I think there were no broken markers in at the youth games in Spain. And for Aarhus this time, I think I took out like 5, 6 markers out because they were bent here, and I wanted to be perfect for the final. So, and it's easy to run. I see the number and put the number on the marker and run to the section between two riders and put a new one, and nobody see that it's a new gate. It's ready exactly same place as the one I took out.
Yeah.
So
easy to maintain as well, and they look like they'll last forever.
Better for the environment. All these paper ones that end up in the bin, or
exactly. And recycle again. It's recycle. It's plastic, but it's recycled. We can use them again and again.
Yeah.
I think we have the same markers in Viborg Trial Club as we used in Copenhagen, and that was first time we used them. So we used them for Easter Jam, and we have done that for like 3-4 years now. Of course, we have some new markers. Sometimes we supply with new ones because in the winter time when it's frozen and cold in Denmark, they can break, and you can cut them with the chain, but you can cut everything down if you want. So
there you go. You've done a great job. I say we were talking about setting up sections and competitions. It made me think of something you mentioned at the European Championship, which I'd never really anticipated before. But you mentioned that you walk around with a stopwatch, which is to understand how long it takes a rider to get through the section. Because we all kind of know you can set up a section and very roughly say, oh, well, that's 6 gates and that looks possible. But Ole actually takes it one step further.
Yeah, what I do is my phone. I take my phone when I build a section. I think this is the 6 gates for the section. Then I take my phone, go to the starting line, start the stopwatch, and go like I'm on the bike. And then if I have to turn on rear wheel, I stand with the phone like this and turn it.
Yeah, I was hoping you were going to bring that up. I'm picturing you like basically an invisible bike.
Yeah, I am. I am crazy. I'm a crazy guy. But then go to the top, holding the phone on the top of the log and jump like you're jumping on the bike. And then I check the phone. If it's 2 minutes, 10 seconds, okay, we need to do something easier here. And then I make a small change and do it again. So if the sections are between 150 and 2 minutes, when I do this, and I'm not in a hurry, I just do it, like same speed all the way in the section. And I know the riders have to just relax some place in the section. And then okay, now I'm ready for the next gate. I do like the rider, exactly the same as the rider. But it's not that hard for me.
We're about to ask the same question. Which rider do you? Which rider do you? That was good. Which rider are you picturing in your head?
It's like a superhero, isn't it? Like, which one am I going to be today?
When I do the finals, of course, it's Jack, it's Charlie, it's the Spanish guy, Spanish guys, and Montalvo. I know they can be fast at some points, and I also know this section is 2 minutes when I go in this hurry, and I know, okay, when they go crazy, they can do it. But I also know that number 5, he will not make it in time. So that's the way. And of course, also for the semifinal, I do more or less the same, but a bit slower. And they have 2 attempts on some obstacles, because I know this is a difficult obstacle. Then I have 2 attempts with my phone. So yeah, I'm a bit crazy, but
we're going to have to film this one day.
I was just imagining Ole going around like, oh, I'm going to be Steve today, crashing down.
Yeah. I will do that next time, Steve.
Yeah.
They say, Steve, I know you can do this.
Yeah, we'll put the first aid kit over here.
Yeah.
I was about to say, it's like, I know you can do this one, Steve, but just in case there's a first aid kit.
I remember Aarhus. The last day before you're going home.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you caught that one on camera.
This small one. You remember, Steve?
You guys,
I do. My mum had to watch that video, and she was very upset and worried about me. But no, that was what I got for being a little bit too complacent. I finally managed to get it, but I forget why I carried on riding.
I think Alejandro. No, sorry. Who was riding next to you?
It was young Travis.
Oh, it was Travis.
Yeah.
So when someone's like who's good there, obviously I was like, come on, Steve, like let's move. He's like, no, I've got to get this. I'm like, obviously Travis is watching you. You can't not.
Young junior world champion.
I was just laughing. All the people putting the sections away. Ole, you had whatever the forklift out and everything like that, and the right moment, I think you just stopped and turned and just saw Steve just
that was nice
himself.
Yeah.
But just I remember exactly this rock to put, because it was thin in the top, and you have the crane, and you cannot fix this rock in the machinery.
No.
So like this only this rock we maybe used like 1 hour to put this like it was, and then after that we had to put cement on the side and make it safe. And also some of it also were in the same section. One of the last gate, this thin rock on the edge where they had to go on the edge. The crane builder was like, this is crazy. How can I get this rock like this? You have to. Then it takes some time because we need this line. So, and also when we go and pick out these rocks, it was just on the other side. It was easy in Aarhus, but I need this rock and this rock because when there was like 1,000 rocks, but I need this one and this one.
Yeah,
and
you don't want them all spherical.
No,
almost.
we need something strange.
Yeah.
So,
What happens to all of the obstacles from
um,
Aarhus?
this white concrete with rocks on top is still in Aarhus. I think next year they will do some new hotel or something at that place. So I'm not. Maybe I can
Well, that
bring
like
them to.
indoor skate park area. Is that what
Yeah,
you're talking about? Sorry.
they got some of this painted section 3, 4, 4 in Aarhus. Section 4, they had a parkour area, and they got this material afterwards,
Right.
and they are very happy about that. And that's also what we try to do, is to reuse everything. And again, some of the section with the stairs from Aarhus
Mm.
was the skills team in Denmark. You know, the education with concrete. They did these testing. You know, if at the exam they did these, and I asked, can we use them, because normally they just crush them and then reuse it again. So we try to use different materials from different places, so it's not build up new everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Danish way.
Yeah, and obviously the bucket, the digger buckets went back.
They were great.
That was
Yeah.
a really cool addition, and I really hope we can see more of those things. What a great way to brands to get their names into the sport and doing that. So hopefully we'll see more.
Yeah, and also with this company, JST Shovels.
That was it.
It's a big company in Denmark, and I have talked with one guy, and he was no, it's not possible. He was not sure, and then I talked with another guy, and okay, maybe we can do something. And I was at the workshop and saw these shovels, and I said, we can jump like this, and then okay, he agreed, and he just delivered the shovels, and after the competition, they picked them up again. But when you saw what we have built with the 3 shovels on
That's what I was
on
going to
top
say.
of each
Did you
other,
get the feedback from them?
yeah, they were like, "Wow, this was so nice," and pictures and everything. So that was good. I hope we can bring them back for another competition.
Mm.
And now they know what it is. But also in the future, I hope that we can, small machinery. We can use this in a section too, because you can have a machine, holding a lock. There's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, I think it's
That'd be
something
really
we
cool.
could really. I'd say as a sport itself, I'd really love to work on, where like a section isn't only just like a style, but it's also like a full-on theme. You know, it could be, so that digger one, you turn it into a construction site theme, and we start making the sections to be stuff that's never been ridden. You can't train to practice on that JST digger bucket.
Exactly.
Got some really
And-
interesting lines.
Yeah.
I think that it did. Quite a few people struggled. I mean, especially where you had like the open bucket and they're trying to
Yeah.
jump
Oh yeah.
up.
Yeah, yeah.
You were hid inside it at one point, weren't we?
But I put grit tape on top. I was nice.
Yeah.
That was very kind of you, Ula. I'm
very
quite
kind. Yeah.
surprised. You're not usually that kind to
And
them.
it was raining, wasn't it? At one point, I think. Yeah.
But-
That's
But the big Lego blocks, they use them all over the world, and I hate them because it's the same block all over the world.
Mm.
The Lego blocks could be okay, I put them under something else, but
Yeah.
to put them on top of anything, they know exactly what to do on these blocks.
Yeah.
So I would like to have Lego in a section.
I was
But
going to
then-
say, have Lego not seen? Can we not get a Lego section somehow? You're like you live next door to where Lego was made.
Yeah, and that's also my goal is to get Lego on board. I will work on that very hard, and to convince them. We have done a show for Lego, so I have contact to Lego, but it's very difficult to get something through with Lego. But
Oh,
I will
yeah.
try again and again and again, and it will happen. I'm sure.
So anyone from Lego listening?
Yeah, then
Get in
Yeah,
contact.
I wish.
it could be nice, because I don't want of course we have to do some blocks with Lego in blue and yellow and whatever, but we have all these different kind of Lego men, like you can jump on the head, on the arm.
Absolutely.
That could be so nice to build them in concrete.
Like, oh yeah, even like a Lego bike that they ride over.
I was say every time you go through Billund Airport on the way to and from Viborg, they've got the Lego shop there, and it's like inspiration every time you go, because you just think of how things.
My plan for the future now is to set up like the cost and everything for a World Cup, for European, for youth games, and then go to the local governments around all the small cities in Denmark to try and sell the idea. Billund is one of the first ones, because all riders, they can go with the plane to Billund, and then we are ready to ride. It could be nice for the riders, and it could be nice, and we have Lego. So I hope they will see this video.
Yeah, well, I support this too. I support this very much so. I'm already I'm already writing the prompt in my head to ask chat to write an email to them.
Yeah, but for sure I will ask Lego again, and I will ask Billund local government about this, because they have like it's a good place. It's a small city, but still we have done it in Copenhagen, we have done it in Aarhus, but I see that it's difficult for some of the small cities to get a World Cup or a World Championship or whatever in any sport for the same amount of money as for trials, because it's expensive for me, and maybe it's expensive for. But if a local government need to have a big event from a known sport, it's a lot of millions.
Yeah.
And for trials, they can get a cheap one for a good price. And the good part, I think, is that the support from the city will be bigger, because, wow, we got a World Cup now, we got a European Championship, we got a youth World Championship in our small city. So we have to support, so it will bring more people than when we do it in Copenhagen. It will drown, because there are events all over the city. So
yeah, when it's not the main centerpiece, it's hard to put all of that funding into that one thing.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm sure, having it in an actual town or village, it becomes the centerpiece of that weekend.
Yeah.
And
maybe of the year. Maybe,
yeah, of course, maybe of the year. And in terms of, that's why I was going on to like making those sections being so beautiful and visually pleasing. People don't need to know about the sport. They're going to walk up to a big Lego bike and go, "That's cool."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then bring Lego. Tell them, okay, we have this event, and we have to build in big Lego blocks, and then there will be an area for kids playing with Lego on the side. It could be so nice.
Really.
Oh man, I'm like, my idea.
Yeah, you have to send Lego mail.
Are running. Yeah, I've got a newfound love for Lego, so that would be really, really cool.
Ole, you obviously told us what happened to the sections from Morris, but I'm interested to know what happened to the UEC jersey that you got signed by all the winners.
Oh, I should have had it like you in here, just behind me, but I got it. Yeah, I'm very happy. But I need to put it like yours, I think.
Yeah, nice memento.
Yeah, that was the best part of the event.
Yeah, right at the end too. Obviously, you put a considerable amount of work in there, so we look forward to doing something again, perhaps in the future. I hope. Yeah, that should be good.
And as we mentioned about the sections, when I do the sections, you see the letters are painted in different colors and everything, but there is a plan to put everything together in the right colors, and also the rock section need to be rocks, not concrete. If it's rocks, it's rocks. So the mix of you can put rocks and logs together, and you can put the rocks and the shovels were also and put all this. That was okay, because it's the same environment. But
exactly. I from my own OCD, I just like the continuity of a log section, which means it's made of logs, like you just said. So I think, but that can be tough to always achieve, unless you're a pro trial section builder like yourself, Ole.
Thanks. Yeah, but then we have sometimes it can be difficult too, because in Aarhus it was easy because we could drill. We could drill in the asphalt. But in Copenhagen, we have to fix everything without drilling anything. So there is sometimes we have to think a bit creative to fix everything. So
hefty weights and this type of thing. Yeah.
That's also why the big letters, the foot on the bottom is wood outside, but they are drilled 2 holes and it's filled with the concrete in the bottom.
Yeah.
So they stay, and it's easy you can lift them and then move them around easily.
Yeah.
So
they're great. So other than Viborg, do you have any other plans to do any other big competitions in the coming years?
yeah, I work on it. All time. And as I told you, I was getting ready with all this, to set everything together and talk to local governments. But 2 weeks ago, I had a phone call. So I think there will be something in the future, and you can see it on my Insta today that I have been in the city. I can't tell too much right now.
I know. That's why I was just going to ask, like, I know we just spoke offline, so sorry, let me start again. So you're going to share the city on Instagram today or tomorrow? Did you say?
No, not the city yet, because I want everything, I need to sign the papers. We need to sign the papers. We need to be sure with the money we need. And I will say the riders will go to Denmark in 2027, I'm sure. A good city, smaller city, but I'm sure they will go to Denmark for a big competition.
Okay, that's enough. That feels like enough for our listeners. So
lovely stuff.
Yes, and I think we'll try to be there too.
I think
we'll do our best.
For sure, you are in the budget.
Oh man! So I mean, it's one of those things we're already talking about 2027. Like that's
We've
how
only just started 2026.
I know. Yeah, it's 2027 we are talking about. It's a long time, but still, all this, and I'm happy that we are so in good time, because all the building. I'm already thinking about, as I told you, with the rocks, because this place I cannot drill, so I'm thinking about, is it the same tender, metal they put in buildings.
Steel, or
I don't know what
steel,
steel wiring, like
like a thick one,
concrete,
to put 3 legs and then put a rock on top. I'm already thinking about getting all this together, so we can make so you don't have anything in the bottom, like the cable drum.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'd quite like to see. I don't know if this is. I'd quite like to see not just sponsored sections, but like sponsored gates. Because you just mentioned about the flags, right? So there might be smaller brands that can't really contribute or any way to being like, oh, we're going to sponsor this section. You're like, oh, you could sponsor a gate. I mean, is that too little?
That would be quite funny, because it would be like, you've got the Nivea gate.
Well,
Shin Dig Media.
I mean, exactly. This is what I'd be like. Well, guess what? Section 5, gate number 6. That's the. Can he get the Shin Dig gate? Can he get the Shin? It's open to bring more branding, and I know one way for us to kind of elevate the sport more is. It needs more media. It needs more funding, and most of that funding will come from sponsors and the marketing. So I don't know why. I literally just thought about that. I'm not sure why, but that seems like an interesting premise to have. Gates sponsored. A Viborg gate, Shin Dig gate, and Mind Control gate.
Now you've mentioned
that could be good. I would think about that.
Yeah, why not? You can only.
Yeah, it could be fun. It could be fun.
Like the gates just stickered up with the logo. So
yeah.
But Ole, I know we're coming up on time, and again, thank you so much for joining us. But Matt's just mentioned Shin Dig, and that's got me thinking. I know was it 3-time national champion on motorcycle? How many times were you national champion?
Yeah, I think 3 times, but I just stopped, and then 10 years later, I was at the Scottish and was the best Dane over there, and the Danish champion was there too. So more than 10 years after I stopped. So
have you ever ridden bike trials? or is it
No,
always motorcycle?
I can jump on rear wheel and not that much. But I still see when I train all the Danish guys, Jonas Christiansen, Jakob Arns, and these guys. I saw the lines. What did I do on motor? Where did I lift the front wheel? All the same techniques are more or less the same. Of course, you need the clutch and everything, but still, I could see what to do, and we did some mistakes with something. When Jonas Christiansen started side hop, it was the wrong side, and then we talked with Danny Comas. We asked Danny Comas to come to Denmark and paid him for come for an exhibition here, and he saw Jonas side jump the wrong side. But he didn't know, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then then you have to start all over again.
Yeah.
So, but when we bring the first Danish riders for, I think Poland, the youth games, Jakob Arns was number 13, and the 12 best were in the final. And all people, when they saw the Danish jersey, who are these guys? And then on the warm up, Jakob jumped as high as the good riders. Who are these guys?
Yeah.
And then how long?
In a different tone.
How long have you been riding? And Jakob said 2 years.
Yeah.
But before that, and with the, have you been riding some other competition, something else than UCI? No, I started 2 years ago, and they continued to ask him, when did you start? 2 years ago, and they did not understand because his level was so high. And the same with Emil, he jumped like hell,
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. The Denmark squad and crew. There's so many of you. We've made good friends with many of them. Yeah. Actually, Jonas Christensen was actually one of the first people I met as a teenager. Like super. I remember him at like 14, 15, just like, and now years on, I feel like a good connection between the Denmark riders and the UK riders, and they love the UK scene. You weren't there in Aarhus, but we spent some time with Jakob and Amelia, and they've got a lot of passion there with your scene.
I guess the question I was trying to ask, Ole, was, have you ever had a shindig?
No.
Goodness me, am I forgetting that question every time, Steve? Great question.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the footrest on motorbikes, they are as hard as a pedal. I tell you.
And you don't have pads typically when you ride motorcycles?
Knee pads.
Knee pads.
Just the boot, and then the pads are like you have. So it's only 1 year ago in Norway. I have a very hard hit. My chain went off the bike on top of a uphill, and then I was going backwards like 10 meters. Backwards, free running, and then the bike twisted, and then I just hit the foot peg, and there was a big hole. So
that's the thing with boots and knee pads. There's not much real estate to be getting yourself a shindig.
Yeah, you've been pretty.
But I tell you, it maybe it was not long, but it was deep. It was wide. When it's wide inside, like
There you go, full on shindig. So even if you're a motorcycle trials rider, you can listen to this podcast and it's applicable.
Yeah,
it's great. Thanks again, Ole. It's been amazing.
Yeah, Ole.
I hope to see a lot of guys at Easter Jam in Denmark this year. We will do, if we see people coming in, we will do some official sign in, and when we see people come, the more people that comes. Also, if there will come some UK riders on street bikes, we will do an area for street bikes outside for sure.
I was literally about to bring up that I don't want the street boys to ever be put off by just because it's indoors and there's a lack of kind of rolling about space. There's actually loads outside. The parkour area outside across the road, street stuff is amazing.
There are bowls outside, at game. Yeah, there's a lot of...
I definitely think we can work on getting some more people there this year, Ole. I mean, if they're listening right now, they're already knowing about it. I know
it's like 20 degrees inside that training training, the climbing wall area as well.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
super.
So even if the weather's rubbish, you know,
super
you can go
cheap.
there.
Super cheap to head over. As you say, Ula, we'll chat more offline at some point, and I'll get some more
and in the evening we go and eat all together. Last time we were 70 people together eating at Pole and Fun.
We took over the first floor of the restaurant, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
The whole first floor. It's
and we had free bowling and everything. We just it was so good.
Yeah, and
I'm sure we will see Nando Silber and Silas again this year.
Yeah, it was my first
I think
event.
they will be watching this, so they know they have to come.
Yeah,
there was a good party here.
It really was fun. It was the first event I went to after we sort of branded, brought the brand, the Shin Dig, together, and it was the first event I'd realised how many people were like getting into it and really wanted what we're doing now and what that is. So, it's an important event for any trials rider to go. So I'll say it again,
and I hope you will be here too.
So it's the 3rd to the 6th of April, right? Have I got that right?
Yeah, I'm not sure about, but it's Easter.
Easter
weekend.
I believe that's it.
We'll make sure we get the dates off you, Ula, before this is released, so that we put the official dates underneath. I'll put the Viborg Trial Jam Instagram so they can message. If they message Viborg Trial Jam, will that reach you, Ula?
I'm not but if you go at trialaction.dk and my info.
That's it.
Info at Trial.
Yeah, I'll put your email address underneath as well.
Yeah, they can always contact me.
You can ask me or Steve. Message the Shin Dig, and we'll be able to get you the information right as well. To answer your question, Ula, we are planning. We'll have a squad going. I'm just figuring out who that might be. How we're going to get there. In an ideal world, we might just get a camper and just do a road trip, which would be fun, but I'm not sure. So we're working on it, and we're very much looking forward to it. So
very good. Well, thanks again, guys, for listening and tuning in, and hope to see you all.
See you very, very soon. Thanks again, Ula.
Yeah,
let's go.
See you.
Bye, everyone. Thanks. Take care. See ya.
Bye.
You